The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
You know, a good friend of mine, Rabbi Ushi Kassirer from Queens, told me an amazing story the other day that I must share with you. He said a story about a medic who was totally not religious, and he was working in the Israeli army, and this took place during one of the Israeli wars, and this medic was in charge of one of the platoons, and while there was heavy fighting going on, there was a soldier that got shot, and he was suffering from terrible, terrible wounds. And the medic went over to him, and he tried to do what he can, but he realized that this is a very serious situation. So he called for a helicopter to medevac him to the nearest hospital. The problem was that his situation was so severe, and he knew that the people that were going to be on the helicopter were not as qualified as he was to be able to take care of this soldier. And he very much felt that he should go with the soldier to the hospital. However, how can he do that? How can he leave the platoon, especially while they're fighting? What if another soldier gets shot? Then who's going to attend to him? And he didn't know what to do. He was stuck. He was going back and forth. Should I go with him? Should I stay with the platoon? What should I do? And he had no idea. And right before the helicopter came, he got a call from the higher-ups in the army telling them that we're done with this location and the entire platoon is going to be leaving and their helicopters coming right away to take everybody away and back to safety. And his dilemma was answered. He knew right then, it makes perfect sense for me to go with this soldier to the hospital. And when this medic was reflecting on what happened, he said, you know, it's so unbelievable. He said clearly Hashem was involved, Hashem was controlling and was guiding the situation, and Hashem allowed for that phone call to come in right at that exact moment to solve my dilemma. And he was so inspired by this appreciation, by this recognition of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that he decided at that point in time to dedicate himself to Hashem and to become Shomer Torah and Mitzvos. That medic went on to become one of the greatest educators in the Torah world today. Somebody that you may have heard of, somebody by the name of Rabbi Dr. Akiva Tatz. You know, when we stop and we recognize and we think about what HaKadosh Baruch Hu is doing and how He's controlling the show, every aspect that's going on in our lives is really being run by Hashem. It causes us to appreciate HaKadosh Baruch Hu on a much deeper level and to allow us to rededicate ourselves to Hashem.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org